I'm trying not to use my theater voice, but it's pretty difficult. I'm having fun.
Yeah, me too.
Jetblackempowerment.com. That's jetblackempowerment.com. Each one, reach one, teach one. Continue the legacy of Mr. T. Jones. Continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones. Shop at the Jet Black shop. Jetblackempowerment.com. Write a check right now. We don't want. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're having a great day and you're making it great. This is the Jet Black Daily Show. I'm Mr. Jet Black Carl Sr.
And it's your boy Corey Legucci Graves as we continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones. Hashtag Pod God.
Hashtag Jet Black. Listen, if you haven't had the opportunity, please visit the website, thejetblackempowerment.com. That's thejetblackempowerment.com. And cash rules everything around
It be the cream.
Get the money.
Yeah. Dollar bills, y'all.
Hit that Cash App, Unique 3815. That's Unique 3815. And if you want to write that check, Nick, write that check to the Aaron T. Jones Memorial Fund. That is the Aaron T. Jones Memorial Fund. And you also can shop till you drop at the Jet Black Shop.
Better get some of this fire. Shop till you drop at the Jet Black Shop.
Yes, sir. Go on and get right. ShopJetBlack.org. That's ShopJetBlack.org. Look, Gucci, what's good with you, baby?
Hey, can't complain, huh? Blessed and highly favored.
You
Glad
know?
to be back in the building once again on
Yes,
the
sir.
Jet Black Daily Show.
I love it,
How
man.
about you, Hunk? How you
man,
shaking?
guess what, man? I'm still warm in my body and I ain't cold, G.
That's a blessing within itself right
Feeling
there.
all right.
You better say
know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Listen, we got a quick service announcement we want to make right quick. Listen, if you want to get COVID testing, go over to Nolan Family Pharmacy. That's 2513 Eastchester Drive. Healthmark.covidvaccine.com. Do I need to repeat that again? You think I need to repeat it?
Yeah, they might want to hear it. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop it off one more time, huh?
All right, then. Check it out. Get that COVID-19 testing, right? Testing grounds, all right? Nolan Family Pharmacy, 2513 Eastchester Drive. Here's the website, healthmark.covidvaccine.com. Making me sound like a robot right now. You know what I'm
You
saying?
definitely sound very automated right there.
Now listen, there's a number that you can also call. That's 336-905-8874. That's 336-905-8874. Go on down there and get that COVID testing, all right? They'll be waiting for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they will. And to each his own.
Yes, sir. Each one, reach one, teach one. Continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones, just like that. Listen, we got a very, very special guest in the building.
In it,
The one,
the only.
Al Shaw.
Hey.
Listen, here at the Jet Black, man, I'm tell you, we appreciate everybody in our area from the Carolinas.
North Kakalaki.
What's good with you, Mr. Shaw?
Ain't nothing maintaining.
I know that's
Glad to
right,
be
my
here.
brother.
Hey, we appreciate
man,
you being
we're
here.
Very, very glad that
Appreciate
you
the
are
opportunity.
here. Yeah, for sure, man. Now, I see you rocking that North Carolina A&T, that Aggie Pride. right? Worldwide. I just know it. I ain't go to no A&T or nothing. I just like the culture. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like that. So listen, man, tell the people a little bit about who you are and where you're from. Okay. You already said who you are. His name Al Shaw. My bad. Where you from?
Straight out of Winston-Salem.
Trey Foe
in the building.
Let me see. I'm an entrepreneur.
Come on.
I love black business, black folk. I'm excited about the future of black people, the unity that I see taking place. I'm excited about it. Glad to be here today.
Yes, sir.
That's about it.
Oh man, I love it.
We can dig into it.
Oh, we getting ready to. We getting ready to get down with the get down. You know what I'm
saying? Get in there. Oh.
So listen, I heard you speak on entrepreneurship, but let's talk about what you did before you got into your entrepreneurship, or you got into becoming an entrepreneur.
All right, so I came out of A&T 98. First, I was a teacher, taught middle school, BED, Behavior Emotional Disability. So I did that for 2 years, moved to Houston. I lived there for about 5 years.
Right on.
I transitioned from education, regional trainer, into general management. First gig was for Kinko's general manager.
Yes, sir.
Then I transitioned to Starbucks, managed 2 stores in Houston. Transferred back to Winston-Salem, managed a store in Winston. Then from there, I transitioned and started my own business.
Love it. Love it. Did you hear that?
That's dope right there.
You hear that transition? So along the way, that means he was acquiring knowledge too. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So what was your degree in?
Public relations, and I minored in business.
Wow.
Well,
public relations, and he minored in business.
Right on.
So how in the world? Let's talk about that. Your decision. I mean, just your thought process while you was in college. Like, to be like, okay, here's my business, here's minor, this, whatever it was again. How did you navigate through that though?
I'll be honest with you. To date, I don't really know how I got into A&T. I can only give God the credit.
Right.
Because I wasn't focused in high school.
Got you.
I only applied, I wanted to go to Central. My mom was like, you and your sister going to the same
no doubt
school, so I can reach out and touch you when I need to. If you don't want her to go to that school after the first year, then you can go to Central.
Love it.
And then she said, based on my personality, she said, I think you'll be good in PR.
Yeah.
And I had never heard of PR, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But it was a perfect fit.
Yeah.
And then that entrepreneurship, you and I, we worked 2 jobs all through high school.
No doubt.
Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
It's always grinding.
Yes, sir.
So that development through high school, playing football.
Yeah.
And then at A&T, I just assumed, because we had a few options as far as what we could minor in. Business was just a good fit.
No doubt. No doubt. I love it. So it just works out for you. And that public relations probably is just working out perfect for you.
Oh, yeah.
What
just
you
a
do
smile.
now.
I think that was a big part of it.
I got you. Yeah.
Did you see him? No.
Did you see him? Need that little ting after it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That would have worked. So let's talk about some of the businesses that you have. Let's talk about the first business that you did before you started your one that we're going to talk about. But let's talk about your first business.
All right. And I want to kind of put this out there too.
Yeah.
I've written 2 successful business plans, and that's the 2 businesses that I've opened.
Speak on it.
But they were motivated by a vision. So it was a vision. I was at Starbucks. This was 2005. It's like November. And I was making coffee, pouring coffee, whatever, pulling shots. And then I had a vision for a pickup and delivery laundry service at your convenience, because I hate doing laundry. So then I just started speaking to my partners. Yo, you think this crazy? If I wash your laundry for you, pick it up off your front porch. And then that expanded, it grew. Then I did research, got the census. At that time, that was before the crash.
Yeah.
So people had a lot of disposable income. or a significant amount of disposable income.
Sure.
That's what I kind of structured my business plan on. That. So that was my niche.
Yeah.
So it was downtown Winston-Salem,
Yeah.
the intersection of Burke Street and Brookstown Avenue.
Hot spot, by the way.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So I submitted, left Starbucks December 06. I was just about done writing the business plan. They were doing a revitalization project downtown Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
I submitted it to the board. They had some questions. It came back. I resubmitted it, the financials, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, yo, we believe in your vision. So I had the opportunity got the money, and I opened the laundry. You know
Right
that.
on. Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
fire right there.
Yes, sir. It was beautiful to, in case you all didn't know, this is my brother, but I wanted to bring him on because I knew he could drop some jewels on today that could help inspire and empower somebody on today, empowerment. So, Al, I heard you talk a little bit about the laundry and everything.
Right.
How did you transcend or progress into decide, hey, I'm gonna open up me a food business from here on out? How did you make that transition?
Well,
I know your story.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what? Like to a large part, whoever you believe in, once you submit to higher being, I believe
I
God,
got you.
or whoever, once you submit to that, then your life kind of sets the tone for how you make your decisions.
Yes.
And when I say that, so I was in business for 2 years and I went out of business. There were some things like I had so much, it was like holding sand.
Sure.
So I couldn't pick up the deliveries when I was going to pick up deliveries. Then I had customers banging on my door.
Right.
Then I had to be there. So
Right.
it was just, but it was an amazing opportunity. It was a success.
Yes, it was.
And it really laid the pathway for kind of what I'm doing now.
Sure.
And I kind of wanted to put this out there for young entrepreneurs.
Speak on it.
Like your vision, the foundation that you build needs to be broad enough to support your vision. So don't limit your vision. Make it as big as you want to.
Love
And when I say the foundation, I mean the investment of research, resources, even if you don't have no money. And we'll get into Juicy Bird in a minute.
Yeah.
Because I was dead broke.
Gotcha.
But the resources, your time, your thought, and now there's some recreational things that we can do, and I'm gonna just put this out there. There's some recreational things that we can do
Right
that we
on.
might enjoy.
Yeah.
The 2 times that I wrote my business plan, I was not enjoying those benefits. Now I've written other business plans
Got you.
while I was enjoying the benefits, but those 2 specifically that have been successful, and that may not be the case for you. But whatever in your life is kind of prohibiting your dreams from manifesting, I'm not saying stop. Just take a break or pull back occasionally, just so you can clear and set the direction for wherever you're going. And that's what kind of happened. Being able to capitalize off of everything that I made mistakes on with, the laundry was called Personal Care Laundry.
Yes, it was.
So to capitalize off of all the mistakes I made with Personal Care Laundry, and can I put one time a brother came up to me after we closed and was like, hey man, I'm sorry to hear about your business closing. And my response to him was, man, thank you, because I know where you're coming from and I appreciate that. I said, but bro, I have I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know many young brothers that have had an opportunity to write a business plan
Yeah.
and successfully get it all the way through.
Yeah.
And not that I'm any better than anybody else.
Right.
I know it's by the grace of God, but I had that opportunity to do that.
Yes.
Right. So whatever I got, then I give it to whoever needed.
Yeah.
So he was. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off. 'Cause
Yeah.
what you're saying, you dropping some jewels.
He dropping a whole lot, and I'm
But
picking them up.
I really, really want you to paint a picture so that our viewers and the people that are watching, they get a clear understanding.
Okay.
This wasn't and I'm a witness to it, but this wasn't just a any kind of laundry. This was brick and mortar on a corner of a very premier spot in Winston-Salem. If you know anything about
Burke
the Brooks,
Street Pizza.
yeah, Burke Street
Right up the
Pizza
street.
was right down the street. So this was like, it was a huge spot. So if you would kind of tell the people, because I heard you talk about vision, but kind of tell the people
yeah.
about the space and the plumbing.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because this is
Yeah.
key. This
Go
is
ahead,
key.
go ahead. Yep.
All right. So I didn't really have a mentor or anybody to go to. So when I got the loan, the grant, or whatever, there's some steps that you have to take when you're dealing with the city. In any building, I mean, you got to get permits and that type stuff. So I had to get an approved architect to draw out my plans. I didn't have a paper for that. I knew I had a limited budget, so I got a student from an engineering student from North Carolina A&T. Brother, I can't remember your name. It's been a minute. But shouts out to you, a student at North Carolina A&T State University. But anyway, in my cost analysis and budget, I had a whole year's expenses included in my budget that was approved, right? But by the time I got my doors open, I had to spend more than half of the money I killed my whole first year's budget. So over $30,000 gone, and plummeted, getting the city, man, it was amazing to me how much they don't support small businesses.
Sure.
But they killed me, man, I had to keep going back and forth, and every day I'm closed. So there were some loopholes and some things that I could have done had I known.
True.
So those of you that are definitely, if you're going into a building, brick and mortar, reach out to somebody you trust, definitely somebody you trust.
No doubt.
And talk to a variety of people before you go into like with the licenses and the permits and all that type of stuff.
No doubt. So let's get right on to it. I hope you guys heard that on there. He really dropped some jewels. I know it's a lot, but I hope you got your pen and paper out so you can just jot a little something down. Remember, this is all about each one, reach one, teach one. It's all about empowerment. So now we're going to go right on into it. Let's talk about Juicy Bird.
Okay.
Juicy Bird. That's a hellified name right there. I like that. That should make you think about something.
Yes, sir, don't it? Go ahead.
So with Juicy Bird, so I went out of business in 2008. So I had managerial experience, so I had to go back to work because I got a family. So started managing at Chipotle Mexican Grill in Winston, Haynes Mall, and I did that for 4 years. As far as the company, I learned a great deal of stuff as far as how to control cost, how to manage payroll, and some other things. But as a company, that's just not the route that I would ever take Juicy Bird.
Come on.
And I'm going to leave that right there. But conceptually, man, and the way they move money through that store and the way that dough flap, that right there, I thank God for that opportunity to capture all of that information.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm at Chipotle through 2012. Then I leave there working like 80 hours a week. It's horrible. And then I leave there and I go to DC. I start back teaching DCCC, come back to the school system. Another vision, bro, working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there because I'm working with exceptional children again.
Yes.
And I get the vision for Juicy Bird. And that day, I pulled out my computer and I started just putting it together, using those things. Now, I want to say this too.
Yeah.
Like when I went to school, this is the reason right here.
Yeah.
Rose.
Yeah.
This is the reason. I never really wanted to be in management.
Wow.
So my brother had always been in management.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like, I wanted to write, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to be in PR and be in front of the camera and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first moved back from Houston, he was like, bruh, you'll be great for this, that, and the third. Yeah. And he was right. Yeah. So I'm at school. I started writing the business plan, and I didn't have the opportunity that I had with the first business, in that there were no grants or loans that were immediately available to me.
Yeah.
So what I did, and I encourage each of you to do, I spent at least 3 or 4 hours on Craigslist or wherever I could snatch some equipment from, and it was all faith.
Yeah.
So I just started buying equipment, flat top,
Yeah.
fryer. As we can, put a little money aside.
Yeah, piecing it
That's right.
together
Yes,
little
sir.
by
Yes,
little.
sir.
Exactly.
The trailer I got,
Yeah.
spent $1,300. God, it used to be a little Pepsi trailer from A&T,
Bless
where they just throw the bottle,
Yeah. Yeah.
throw the bottles out.
Yeah.
And the brother, he actually worked at A&T too. He worked in maintenance. They sold it to me. And then from there, I found somebody to paint it. Had an opportunity to work with a brother out of Durham.
Yeah.
Just started putting together piece by piece. So I think the average price of probably a little food truck is around $40,000, brand new.
Brand new. Yep.
So I know I spent probably maybe 12. Now this is over a series over
got you over a
about
period of
4
time.
years. Yeah. So it took time. And again, I talk about that foundation because in beginning that process of whatever your dreams, whatever they might be,
Yeah.
this was the first component.
Yeah.
And being in Juicy Bird right now, I realize that this is one, like my dream is like huge.
Yeah.
And this is just one component.
Component of it,
So
yeah.
they connecting like Legos, like everything that I desire to do.
Sure.
And sometimes I get impatient. About 4 or 5 times a week, the enemy come to me and tell me to quit, but I can't quit. You can't quit.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Said 4-5 times.
4, 5. Yeah.
I love
yeah.
it. Hey, at 4-5.
4, 5 times.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But the key thing I want you guys to zone in on, the key in on is he didn't quit. It was trials, it was tribulations, it was struggles. Expect that. If you want to be great, if you really, really want to be great, the struggles got to be real, right? In order to get there, all right? So each one, reach one, teach one. It's all about empowerment, all right? Go ahead and keep on talking.
oh yeah. So yeah. Where we at? You know how it is.
Yeah, they said they
Pick it up from
try to stop you 4-5 times.
4 to 5.
You kept
You
going.
said the enemy came in, talking about that damn devil, boy.
Yep. You know how they do.
About that damn devil, boy.
What Granny say, come to seek and destroy?
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Make me go to the book.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then eventually, and I kind of want to one more spot, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. I need to talk about, and this is in your relationships as far as building your dreams
Come on, man.
and partnerships.
Yes.
Okay. So when I started out, it was this brother who had a lot more paper than me, and he worked in banking.
Yeah.
And so we were starting out together. He got me the business software to actually start writing the business plan, right?
Yeah.
I encourage you to use business software to make it easy for you.
Yeah.
Put the numbers in, you put your mission statement in, bam, bam, bam. It saves a lot of time.
Dropping jewels. I hope you're catching
Yeah,
that.
I'm definitely put that in the bank.
Yes, sir. Put it
So
up there.
I noticed, man, after about a year and a half, me collecting, spending my own money, penny here, penny there, and writing the business plan, wrote the whole thing without his influence. I started noticing that, but I was like, nah, because he talked a good game.
Sure.
So then my wife and I, we had a little paper put up for a house, and her faith in me, she was like, yo, use that and go ahead and put it into the business.
Support.
And I thank her for her sacrifice.
Right on.
So anyway, did that, and I didn't really have enough money. I extended myself.
Sure.
So I went to him at the bank,
Yep.
and he said, well, yo, let's go ahead and do this loan.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just put it in your name, and I'm gonna just make half of the payments. Okay. So, and I'm telling this story. I'm not gonna put nobody's name out there, but
Sure.
just to be careful, because I got.
Sure.
So he didn't make one payment. So
Damn.
belly up on the loan. Let me tell you the coldest part of all. I had to go to court, and his name was on the order. When I looked at the bottom of the order, his name was on the bottom of the order. And we had a verbal agreement in his office. But
He sent the paperwork.
yeah.
Boy, I thank God
And
for
didn't even make a
change,
payment.
Boy, I thank
Yeah.
God for
Try to hit
change,
kids with the
boy.
okie doke, bruh.
Yeah, and I know this may be mild in a lot of people's story as far as entrepreneurship. This, that's mild.
that's important.
in comparison. But yo, this was This was 5 years ago, and we still in it.
Yeah.
A lot of the food trucks that started out with Juicy Bird, I don't see them anymore. And I'm not saying that
no.
because it is an extremely difficult business to be in, especially when you're older. Because you got to prep, put the stuff on the truck, hook the truck up, go out, clean up, and it's hard on your body. It's rewarding, but it's hard on your body.
No doubt.
But I say that because, man, just don't quit.
Don't quit.
Like,
Hey, don't give up.
Quit.
Go ahead and jump on in
Yeah,
there.
let me get on
Legucci.
there.
Yeah.
Talking about this Juicy Bird, man.
Yes,
I love that
sir.
name, by the way, too,
Thank
Bird.
you,
You know what I
brother.
mean? Make me think about a whole lot of things juicy. But let's talk about what that menu
Ain't
hitting
nothing
for.
dry good.
What you got on that menu? What that menu hitting for?
Yes,
So we primarily do poultry
Okay.
off the truck. So chicken, turkey, chicken salad, grilled cheese, salads. We have this thing so I play on chicken and waffle. We have that. We cater. A big part, a major part of what we do is given to the community.
Come on.
At no charge. Let me see what else about our
Hey,
menu.
let's talk about the events you did. I know it's not typical that you talk about, what you've done when you're giving, but I think that's important that people know that as a business owner, that's a big component of your success.
Absolutely.
How much are you giving to the community? I'm a witness. I was there with him on an event that happened down in Rolling Hills. I won't go into details because families went through a lot during that season, but that was an amazing thing to do down in Rolling Hills. But if you want to speak a little bit on it,
Yeah. So we just my dream and kind of got away from it. Time, family life.
Mm-hmm.
But before we started that, it was to go out on Sundays, and if we could, can we talk about church for like 30 seconds?
go ahead, man. What?
All right.
Hey, the floor is yours, bro.
Come on, man.
So, like,
Talk
on my
about
heart was there are a lot of people that don't have transportation to go to church.
Yes.
And one of my challenges with church as we see it today, even after the pandemic, still we are locked in these four walls.
Come on.
When in our communities, and I really wish our black churches kind of grab a hold of it in our communities, like that's where we need to be having church.
Yeah, that's what they hurting at.
Like that's where we need to be going and feeding. That's who we need to be interacting with. So a major part of my vision, and still today, was to go out and to feed on Sundays and to love. And if you needed prayer, let's pray. And if you just needed a hug, let's hug. And encourage folk. I was in black neighborhoods.
Yes.
It's important to be specific.
Come on.
And that was it. That was the goal.
Jetblack empowerment. Did you hear that? It was important that we as a people are specific
Yeah.
who we target and who we help and who we talk to. And this ain't about fascism. So please don't think that that's what that is. If you don't know what fascism is, look it up. This ain't what that is, all right? We just talking about supporting our community in a bigger, better, and brighter way, all right? So they can see something different. Go ahead, Legucci. I know you got
That's
something
so
else.
dope that's your vision, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a real inspiration right there.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Actually giving back, like
Yes,
a whole
sir.
lot of people talk about it, but you really out there doing
Yeah.
it, bro. I
Being about
appreciate
it.
you, man.
Yes,
I
sir.
salute you.
Thank you, bro.
Let me go and get in there with you another. How do you know how much food to prepare when you're doing an event?
It's an excellent question. Thank you. That's an excellent question. And I say that because my wife and I were talking before I came today, and I was like, yo, babe, I don't really know what to say. I guess I found it. I've been talking a lot. But the way when we started out, man, I remember our first outing, we had so much food. They told there was gonna be about 200 people. So what I did was, and I have the business knowledge, I shouldn't have done that. But what I did was, let's say I have 5 items on my menu. So for 200 people, I prepared 5 items for every person. So if I was selling hot dogs, I was like, yo, I need at least five hot dogs because they're gonna be 200 people.
Mm-hmm.
So then my fries, I was like, I'm gonna need 5 orders of fries for 200 people.
Right.
So we brought a ridiculous amount of food.
Mhm.
So now this works for us. This is what works for Juicy Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people exaggerate the amount of people that are going to be there.
Yeah.
So if they tell you 300, what we did was, and by the time the pandemic, that's when hit, and that's when we kind of got a grip. So it took about 3 or 4 years to find our groove. But we take 30%. If it's going to be 300 people, then we build our units. We call them units.
Yeah.
Based on 30%. And then from that 30%, we hope to sell out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. And, it may be a lower or higher percentage, but I encourage you that are getting out there.
Yeah.
If they tell you 500, don't spend all that money, because that hurt us for the first 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Like deep red.
Yeah.
Just choose a lower percentage to base it on, and make sure when you tally your units, they come up to only 30% of the amount of people. So don't try to do 30 orders of chicken, 30 burgers. That's where we messed up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, that's smart though. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean? You live and learn though.
Yes,
Come with
sir.
lessons. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. That's beautiful. Go ahead.
Come with lessons. I got
Go ahead.
another. When you book an event, right, and you swerve on in there with the Juicy Bird truck, you hear me? What make you stand out in the crowd from the other trucks? In your eyes?
Number one is bright orange.
Okay.
So it's orange. It's orange, and then it has the green letters Juicy Bird.
Okay.
So that's number one.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice little title on there. Like the printing looks good.
Yeah.
And then we got wood on the
Yeah, go ahead. Pop your shit.
I leave you back.
Yeah, pop your shit.
And anyway, we got this natural wood along the side, so to make it a little rustic. Then I got my generator on the back,
Yes, sir.
so it's just got a nice little flow, little vibe. to it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Look
love
good.
that. I love that. I got a question for you. How important is it for you to have healthier options, being that your target is, you're very specific on your target? How
Yeah.
important is it for your menu to have the healthy options?
That's
Healthier options.
another excellent question.
Yes.
And I didn't get to finish answering yours about
Okay.
the menu.
Oh, you good?
So
Do
if
your
you wanna
thing.
go
Can I tie them back?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, do your
All right.
thing.
So, in the middle of you saying healthy options, we also provide pork shoulder,
Oh,
brisket,
that's my section.
ribs. But from the truck, we don't. I got a big pull behind grill.
Okay.
So we also provide that too. I just don't like through Juicy Bird, Juicy Bird.
I got you.
chicken, poultry. We don't push that. But if you go to the website or
Yeah.
you pull us up on Facebook, you'll see that.
Give them
those
your
options.
website. Give them your website.
YOUR your JBIRD.com.
Boy, he sound like he finna spit some balls.
I
didn't
thought he was about to drop a damn 16 in.
Doing sweet 16
yeah,
on
man.
that.
Came in
What?
there mellow and shit. Yeah, man.
Talk about them healthy options now. Let's
Right
talk
on.
about them. Yeah.
So, that's an excellent question, because you try to kind of modify your menu based on the
Yeah.
public that you're serving. And believe it or not, a lot of times the healthier options don't really make you a lot of money.
Right.
And that was my experience.
Okay.
For example, we did something, and we'll probably hit it again this summer, but during the pandemic, I was doing a no-cook Friday. So I rocked that all summer. We didn't go out anywhere, but we catered food, and you just came by and we gave it to you over the summer. And the way it was set up, you would place your order on Wednesdays, right? And then you would just come and pick it up on Fridays. But we had, and when I started out, half of the menu was like vegan and vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
But none of those units moved.
Wow.
And they were banging. And I'm not saying that,
Gotcha.
it'll always be like that or whatever.
Sure.
But that's kind of what I ran into. But that is a goal, definitely. That is a mission of Juicy Bird, to transition, not to just maintain and stay with the fried wings and all of that. I grill chicken sandwiches is banging.
Yeah,
that's actually our number one seller.
Oh wow.
And then the chicken salad, and then the salads. Like we put a lot of energy into the salads.
Yeah.
That we provide. But I'm hoping as we as a people, we kind of become more focused on healthier eating. That those menu items begin to roll out the truck.
Well, I must admit, that doggone smoked pork shoulder, man, you better. I'm mad as hell you ain't bring no pork shoulder.
I know that's right.
I should have brought some brisket.
Look how Legucci looking at you.
You know, I pulled up.
Chicken wing good too.
You know, I pulled up looking for the juicy bird. You hear me? I pulled up
Go on
looking
and
for
pop
it.
on out. Go ahead.
I got
bro.
a question for you.
Talk to me.
What is your best way to calculate your prices?
All right, so just 3 times your cost.
3 times your cost.
So, for example, let's say you're doing jumbo wings. I do jumbo wings, a whole wing, including this part.
Fried hard.
Right.
And they good too.
So, I think the last time I went to Restaurant Depot, it was like $2.36 a pound. So that normally yields, when I get it, I may get 195 to 105 whole wings.
Now, I want to stop you
Okay.
right there. Can you explain to the people what yield means? I understand what yield means. Could you
Okay.
explain what yield is to those who may not understand what yield means?
All right, cool. So in the jumbo, with the jumbo wings or most chicken, I believe it comes in 40-pound cases.
Yes, yes.
So for a 40-pound case, it varies based on weight. So you may get one trip, you may get 106, and the 106 is the yield. So one case yields 106 whole wings. Some days, sometimes them babies fat.
Yeah.
So you may get 94 whole wings.
Yes.
So that's what I mean.
So
by
listen,
yield.
I also want to show y'all how, if you peeping game right quick, for those cats out there that are trapping, if you put that into this knowledge right here that you're getting right now, I promise you'll be a monster out there in this game, in this business world. But you got to understand how to do it and do it the right way. But we talking about doing it the right way. Take it from doing it wrong and do it the right way. The method is the same. The method doesn't change. You just put it on something else. You dig what I'm saying? So I hope somebody's out there catching what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Take that street and put it into the corporate. You dig? All right, then. We're going to keep on. It's all about empowerment, baby. It's about each one, reach one, teach one. We understand our demographics that we reach, and we just want to drop some jewels. It is a better way. You dig? Go and drop something on them, Legucci.
Oh, yeah, you know I got them. Got one for you. Say you at an event, right? Jamming.
Gotcha.
All gas, no break. You run out of food. Here come the criticism.
Oh,
How you handle that?
and we probably
You know how
sometimes
social
could be
media,
worse.
you know how social media and shit is
Yes,
these
sir.
days. You know,
Come
they
on.
run shit in the ground. So how do you handle that? The negative criticism.
Yeah.
If
And what do
you head in and
Yeah.
you know.
And
Oh,
what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you, when you compensate and not overcompensate, how do you manage that too? So,
All right.
let's start off with him.
All right, cool. So, number one, customer service is key, is number one. Like in our mission statement and how we move is to serve. Like when I serve people, when I serve my brother, when I serve my mama, when I serve my sister,
Yep.
it is an honor to serve my kids. Like I thank God for that opportunity to serve. Anyway, let me stay on track. But every customer, man, that there's so many different places that they can go, right? And I'm not the greatest cook, like for real. I'm not. I can cook, but I'm not the greatest. Like I've been a
beg
lot
to
of
differ,
places.
though.
I've been a
beg to
lot of
differ.
places, and I've tasted a lot of food better. And I'm saying that keeps me humble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can keep working on my game.
Sure.
But so as far as the criticism, the first time we went out, we didn't know how many units we overcooked, right? So lady came up to the truck. She was like, "Yo, we've been waiting for such and such," and they had to wait for a minute. we didn't have, as far as the orders. So she had already paid.
Yeah.
I gave her money back and her food for free. They came back up to the truck, gave her food for free. Again, right? So her mother, a grandmother, a aunt put something on Facebook. And I responded to it. I told her, thank you for coming to the truck. I'm sorry, we did the best that we could do. We gave you food for free. We gave you a refund. And we left it at that. Now, we haven't gotten a lot of complaints. We've gotten a few.
Mm-hmm.
But again, number one, we serve. So if we did run out of food, I would at least offer you maybe half on the next time that we go out. I'm going to give you half of that, right? Yeah. Because I believe that you're going to come back for some more based on my service and my food.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Listen, I got a question for you, Al.
Talk to me.
All right, so we got 300,000 people here in Greensboro.
Mm-hmm.
We're up probably about 1.5%.
Okay.
Total amount. We got $250,000. I mean, 250,000. I'm thinking money. $250,000. 250,000 people.
There you go.
In Winston-Salem, which is up about 0.5% in 21. So the demographics, you got like 500,000 people. That's 500,000 people in our area from here to there. And that's not even including Kernersville. I don't think I even included Kernersville in that.
Okay.
How do you do your marketing for that? Or do you just use word of mouth type of marketing to get it done? Or do you even spend money on marketing, man?
Hey, I'm going to go on and keep it real with you.
Go ahead.
So, this permit process is a beast, right? So, when we were permed in Greensboro in April, but one contingency of us maintaining our license was that I had to get, by the time we passed the permit thing, paper was super thin. We trying to put money together to get hot dog buns, right? Mm-hmm. So I got a month that I'm allowed to make some money before I got to put in an air conditioner. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
But I had to get an RV air conditioner, right? The installation was more than an RV air conditioner. The least expensive air conditioner I could find was like $1,100. Installation, $1,500. So you telling me I need $2,600 to open my doors?
I was about to say 3 racks.
So I got 1 month, right? So I worked as hard as I could for that first month. And then the other times. So a lot of it was word of mouth.
Yeah, I got you.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, we understand where you're coming from. Cool, I'm with you, right?
So, a lot of catering.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of catering.
Yeah.
And then we came back the next year and we passed again. And then we were able to actually kind of get out there a little bit. But I didn't really, and I still hadn't. I don't really even at my job, people are like, I didn't know you had a food truck. I don't really put us out there like that.
I got you.
Because we've been in it for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many things that I'm not satisfied with my systems and our food and the timing that I'm just still tweaking.
Yeah. So
because again, I'm building my foundation.
Yeah.
Because my vision is so big.
No, I understand.
So I'm taking my time with it. When we really get out there, everything gonna fall in place.
Love it. I love it. You want to speak on something else?
Yeah, let me go ahead and get you with nothing right quick.
Go ahead.
What does it take to run a food truck?
No quit attitude. And when I talk about the foundation, Chipotle really provided that for me. Starbucks did. And I want to give Starbucks a shout out. That was the best job I ever worked in my life.
They got some good coffee too.
They got some good customer service too.
When I was in Houston, I didn't want to do nothing else but be store manager.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that the rest of my life. And my oldest son is still in Houston.
Yeah.
So life, when you submit to whatever God has for you, it kind of guides you, man. This is where I need you.
Doubt.
So I'm back in Winston.
Yeah.
So that right there, Chipotle, that was one of the toughest jobs I ever had to deal with. but it provided like all the knowledge I needed to kind of pursue Juicy Bird.
I love it.
So
I love it, man. I love it. Let's give the people let's tell the people your website again, how they can get in contact with you and all of that.
YOURJBIRD.com and Facebook.
There it is. Facebook. Check them out. Check them out. Listen, Al, again, man, it has totally been a pleasure, man. We're so glad that you're here. We're going to keep the show moving right along.
Okay.
And now we're going to talk about the first food truck, right? The first ever food truck.
The first one.
Now, I'm not sure if he's white or black. And I know we do Black History Facts, but I just thought this would be a cool little history to add in here.
First food truck.
First food truck ever. You want to jump on in there and get it?
Chuck wagon.
Chuck, boy, I love a good chuck wagon now.
What's your definition of a chuck wagon?
That chicken fried steak or steak hamburger steak.
Yeah, we're on the same.
Deep
We're on the
fried.
same page.
That lettuce and
Let me tell you
tomato,
about chuck
onion,
wagons.
little cheese on that vine.
Chuck wagons were first put to use in the mid-1800s when the first was created by Charles Goodnight. Goodnight, who was a prominent rancher, came with the idea so that during lengthy cattle drives, there would be a way to feed the cattlemen.
Man, them cowboy. Pow, pow.
Chuck wagons.
That doggone chuck wagon.
Chuck
boy.
wagon.
What?
Hey, I remember we used to get them chuck wagons down from the Circle Drive-In and Eden.
Man.
Grandma used to pick that thing with that lettuce and tomato on there.
The Zesto on Liberty Street at that time. The Zesto on Liberty Street and Chicks, boy.
Yeah, man.
Right in the smack dab in the hood.
Charles too.
Charles, too, that's right. Best chuck wagon you ever had. While you playing, Dario's ain't got a good doggone chuck wagon, too. Dario's right there, chick.
I need my percentage.
Yes.
I'm on the show too, you know. 50%.
Come on, give him that Black History
You know I got
fact,
some
dude.
Black History facts. Let me go and give them to you. Mary White Ovington. Born April 11, 1865, passed July 15, 1951.
Yes, sir.
Was an American suffragist, journalist, and co-founder of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People,
Yes.
NAACP.
Come on.
And that was Mary White Ovington.
Come on now.
Mary White.
Give me another.
We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Got nothing for you. May Miller.
Boy, you know
That
that's
Miller May. May
boy,
Miller.
that's a black name.
You know the
Mate,
country.
get in here, mate.
Born January 26,
Yeah.
1899. Passed February 8, 1995.
Oh.
Was an African-American poet, playwright, as well as educator. Miller became known as the most widely published female playwright of the Harlem Renaissance, with 7 published volumes of poetry during her career as a writer.
There go that
And
Sam.
yes, I said 7.
Say 'em.
The
Give 'em
number
that.
after 6, before 8, 7.
Say 'em. Give him that country grammar. Listen, I
Yes,
got
sir.
what I want to say
All
right
right, talk to me.
That James Weldon Johnson.
Okay.
James Weldon Johnson, June 17, 1871, June 26, 1938, was an American writer and civil rights activist. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty.
Get it
Let
now.
our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. That's our anthem right there, baby. James Weldon Johnson, thank you, baby.
Ooh, yeah. Let me get in there for a little bit.
Give him
Damn,
some
I'm
of
trying,
that
he trying to
KC.
steal. Ooh,
Give him
yeah.
some of that little Jodeci.
Yeah.
Listen, he was married to civil rights activist Grace Nail Johnson. Johnson was a leader of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, where he started working in 1917. In 1920, he was the first African American to be chosen as executive secretary of the organization, effectively the operating officer.
The person.
The person, which
person.
leads us right into some sports days.
Yeah. You know, we got some sports. You
Come
know
on,
what I
give
mean?
him to me. Give him to me.
Lakers beat the Nets the other night.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
You know what I mean? We seen that and we was down. You know what I mean? We ain't had a GOAT.
Right.
King James.
Yeah.
AD still out.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Somebody making some noise over there.
But one more of these sports updates.
Go on, give us some more. Give us another sports update.
The truth.
The truth.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
ESPN
Yes, sir.
fired his ass up.
Fired him up,
Cut
didn't
the
it?
screen.
Yeah.
Party over for him.
What was Paul doing,
Let me
man?
tell you what he was doing.
What was he doing?
Drinking liquor, smoking weed, had strippers in the video. I mean, they were busting it open.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
He
on
wasn't playing.
live stream,
Come
you know
on
what I mean?
now, come
He done lost his
on.
gig just off of that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Man, let's talk a little bit about this golf, man.
Oh yeah, man.
I
Let me
really can't pronounce his name.
I got you.
But I think he was the first, wasn't he the first Japanese?
The first male golfer from Japan to win a major championship, and I think his name is Hideki Matsuyama.
I'll go with that.
Hey,
That
ain't-
sounds
hey,
right.
That ain't sound too bad. Yeah, man. It
Yeah.
looked like I said it right anyway.
I think you did.
Yeah, man. Hideki Matsuyama.
That sounds good to me.
That's probably how they announced
I
it when
think-
it came. Hideki Matsuyama.
Go ahead.
What the?
All right.
You know what I mean? Matsuyama held on after knocking one in the water at the 15th shooting at a 1/73 to win the Masters by one stroke.
Yes, sir. Get it in.
One stroke.
And let me say this: we're not picking at our Asian brothers and sisters.
No,
Shout
I'm just
out.
country.
Asian lives matter. All
I'm just
right?
country.
All
Yeah, I
right.
was
You know
That's-
what I mean?
Yeah, let's be clear.
I
That's-
like that. I like that vibe.
You know
Too.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Come
that's-
from the
shout
back
out to
road.
him.
We had nothing but a couple
Yeah,
stoplights
no
in
doubt.
Yampa.
Asian
so-
lives matter.
Right
Much
on.
all the
respect.
time. All
Yeah,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. No doubt.
Unity.
Unity, baby. All right. Come on, let's give them some of these updates right here about some of these short little news updates you got right here. Then we'll get on into the
Yeah,
top.
we already know about one of them. You know
Come
what
on,
I mean?
talk on
Let me
it.
go ahead and fast forward to her name so I can pop how I want. Kim Potter.
Now,
Y'all saying the one that supposedly mistaken the taser for the Glock and killed that 20-year-old boy Dante Wright.
how you do that? You're a veteran in the game.
Oh, let me tell you how many years she was in the game.
Please.
26 years.
26 years.
26.
How
Yeah,
you
veteran.
don't know? How you don't know?
She knew.
Come on, that's just like telling a military man, listen, there's a difference between a knife and a bayonet. That bayonet'll hurt you real bad. And if you've been trained well, you know how to use a bayonet. That bayonet causes damage. That knife will just stick you, but that bayonet will kill you. You mean to tell me she didn't know that a taser,
She knew the difference.
the difference between a Glock and a taser?
Tell me how a 26-year-old veteran in the police service don't know the difference between a taser and a Glock.
Damn
And my
lie.
little godson know every gun
They know the difference.
on every game, and he can spot the difference between a gun and a taser. Please tell me.
Please tell us.
And don't worry about it, we'll wait. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they need to fire her up. Kim
Yep,
Potter
sure
is her
do.
name.
Yep.
And from what I understand, I think they went on and I think they resigned.
Yeah, you know they did.
she
You know what I
did.
mean? With the union backing her and stuff like that. Said
Guilty.
she loved every minute of being a police officer and
Guilty.
serving the community to the best of her abilities.
Guilty. And we're going to talk about Ronald Long. I want to talk about
Okay.
Ronald Long.
Yeah, say something about Ronald.
Ronald Long did 44 years in prison.
44.
44. And then they sent that man a check for $750,000 and said it was a cap.
What they send him the check
How the
for?
heck? Because he did 44 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit.
Oh, so this again.
This again. They sent him a check. This gentleman is from Durham, North Carolina. They sent him a check for $750,000 and said he had a cap. How the hell you gonna put a cap on somebody's life
On 44 years
of a crime you didn't
that he
commit?
didn't
That ain't
do.
enough for one day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like that's not enough for one day that you lose your freedom for something you ain't do.
And his response was he was a brick mason. So how the hell a brick mason at that time to a brick mason now, his thing was, look how much money I done lost here.
Yeah.
Where would I be at now? He's an older man now. He in his 60s now.
44 years.
44 years, his whole life gone.
And they sent him $750,000. I ain't the smartest man in the world, but I did break it down, folks. That's $17,000 for every year that he was locked up.
And they put a cap on that. Said they wasn't giving him no more money. They had the nerve to say something about the American dream to him. I'm
Really?
paraphrasing.
It's inhumane.
What?
You can work at McDonald's and make more than $17,000
Yes,
in a year.
inhumane. So I'm imagining that taxpayers probably pay anywhere from $3 million plus, $3-4 million on feeding that gentleman. for a crime he didn't commit?
44 years.
Can we get our tax money back, please?
44. And he ain't even do it.
He ain't even
crime
do
he
it.
didn't even commit.
He didn't commit. George Floyd.
Come
How
on
you
now.
gonna hog tie a man? Hand behind his back,
Yeah.
feet tied.
Say that.
We know we got issues in our community, but they ain't got shit to do with his knee being in his neck.
You tired?
The two is different. Right?
Yeah.
He detained. Where he gonna go?
Man, it's hard to really wrap your mind around and kind of hard to look at that and not be compassionate to it. Like, I just wonder about individuals that are able to be able to swallow watching that without tears forming in their eyes. How you do that?
How do you
Like,
do it? How do you
that?
even say that that's okay? How can you even give that how can you even give him legal service and say that he had opioids and it's the drugs and nobody care nothing about that?
They ain't
The
what took him
man
away
was
from him.
detained.
Yeah.
You have to look at that person can't really look human to you. That's the only way, like inanimate objects. I don't know, but you can't look at another human being. I don't see how you do it and not be compassionate.
Exactly. Eric Garner, he's selling cigarettes. Happen in our communities all day long.
Yep.
Dude, a cigarette. He died over a cigarette, bruh.
Slowly.
You can get that out the stove.
Dude. Really? A cigarette?
Cigarette.
Breonna Taylor. How the hell you get misinformation? What?
But how are you so callous about your mistakes?
Exactly. You got a nerve to be mad at a young man that's protecting his home? Hell, anybody would have pulled a Glock out.
Yeah.
You running up in my house?
100%.
How the hell you up in here? And you at the wrong house.
The wrong house.
And your white neighbor got to say, oh, that's the wrong house. What? And they still dealing with that trauma.
Yeah. That's outrageous, man.
Come on, man.
Going through the same cycle over and over.
Listen, we could talk about this all day long, right? And again, like Mr. Shaw said, if you can't have compassion
Mr. Shaw.
for that, are you serious right now? You know, I would encourage everybody, if you haven't had the opportunity, go and look at the original version of The Birth of a Nation. The original version, not the one that they redid. The original black and white, with the words, I would encourage you just to go watch it. And you'll understand how the seed of racism, this seed of hate has been embedded in our country forever.
Yeah. Generational trauma.
Generational
trauma.
Yes. So I would encourage to our viewers out there, to those that are watching, watch A Birth of a Nation. Just look it up on YouTube and sit and really watch it and see how they really felt about us as a people, right? Listen, we ain't about hate. We just want to make sure that you know knowledge is power, knowledge is key, right? And that's the only way we can get to the truth is through knowledge. Transparency, baby.
Yep.
We got to come to the table and have a conversation.
Yep.
Ain't gonna never go away
No.
until we really talk about it, really dialogue about it. The situation with Sharon Osbourne. And man, if you couldn't tell a fence was there, a fence was there, a fence was taken. We got to talk about these things.
Yeah, we got to.
In order for healing to take place. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I digress. We're going to keep it moving because I don't want to sound like the angry black man on here right now. You know what I'm saying? So listen, we're going to smooth it out. And shout out to our Asian brothers and sisters out there. No one deserves to feel any kind of terrorism, period, right here in your own land where you are. It's the land of the opportunity, land of the free, home of the brave. Shit. All right, then we're going to keep on moving.
Like
you know
what he
I'm
said
saying?
there. Shit.
All right, so let's get into the Harlem Renaissance. And we really want to get into this because we want to incorporate Al in this conversation because he's an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
right? And how important, if you want to go ahead and dive on in, go Go on and give us maybe like a little paragraph of it so the people know that don't know about the Harlem Renaissance.
The Harlem Renaissance was the development of the Harlem neighborhood in New York City as the Black cultural mecca in the early 20th century, and the subsequent social and artistic explosion that resulted. Lasting roughly from the 1910s through the mid-1930s, the period is considered a golden age in African-American culture, manifesting in literature, music, stage performance, and art. The Harlem Renaissance.
The Harlem Renaissance. I always say that was the black man's mecca right there during that time. That's where we had the opportunity to really grow and build, as well as Black Wall Street. So I want to get you involved with this. And let me say, some of the people that we talked about before the Black History Facts that we gave you, they were a part of the Harlem Renaissance. They were a part of that whole movement at the Harlem Renaissance during that time and during that era where black folks were continuously recreating themselves and reinventing themselves. It was an evolution of the black businessman, the doctor, the lawyer. And it wasn't just entertainers. It was doctors, lawyers, educators, writers, poets. It was the bomb. And we were in unity, and we supported each other. So I wanted to bring you in on this, Al, and I kind of just want to prick your brain a little bit and find out from you, bro. Like, what are your thoughts so far as black folks and entrepreneurship and unity, and what do you think we can do better as a culture to do more networking, stop trying to keep all the information to ourselves.
Stop hating and let's get this money together.
And share. What do you think we can do to get rid of the crab in the bucket mentality and we can get back to those core values of community?
I really like kind of where we are right now.
Okay.
When I'm like surfing through social media, I like the vibe, I like the direction.
Right on.
I did kind of want to interject this white brother made this point, man, probably like, I think it was like 06.
Yeah.
Tom Hartman, talk show host.
Yeah.
And one of his white people that called on the show, they were complaining about black folks and how we need to get over this and that, right? So then Tom was like, yo, like black people went through, he didn't talk like this at all, but this is how I heard it. Like black people have been through cultural genocide. So language, culture, dialect, everything that is attached or was attached to being African, to being black, like they killed it. Like that was their purpose, that was their intent, right? So kind of what I see now is like a rebirth, restoration. And this is kind of deep, but I'm gonna go on and put it out there.
Yeah.
I believe at the center of it is our affirmation of black women. And when I say that, I mean that by us turning it around and appreciating and centering the focus on their beauty, on their smell, their aura, their strength, their softness. I do believe as a community, man, that is mother. I do believe that is the core to us coming together and actually being able to really do some things as a people. But we've got to, the black woman, man. Like,
I agree with that 100%. I done said it millions of times. The women, our black melanated queens is the key to every level on this world. Do you hear me?
Because they'll ride for us.
Oh, all the way to the wheels fall off.
Man, they'll ride with you.
I'm telling you.
As long as they see you got a plan in place and you're doing things right and you've earned that to be trustworthy, they rocking with you.
Yo, man, and they like have, it's a beautiful like sixth sense as far as when you find the right lady now.
Oh yeah, I got mine.
I got mine too.
Shout out to my old lady.
But I done had
sir.
I've had the wrong one before.
I have that's why
too. Yeah, we all
really
have.
I've had them a couple times.
I done had the wrong one before.
Yeah.
So that's why I said when you find the right lady that believes in you, man, and will speak into your life and will cover you even when she know you full of shit.
Well, say that.
Like that one. Like that one right there, man, it's amazing, man. Yeah. And I say this, shouts out to my wife.
Yeah.
She's in PA school right now.
Come on, Doc.
And man, she's just a wonderful woman. I often say undeserving. Like I don't deserve her, but thank God.
Hey, say that then.
But
Ain't nothing wrong with
yeah,
that,
man.
yeah.
I hope I answered your question, but
Man,
I do
you
believe
did.
at the core, right on.
100%.
Yeah, I do believe at the core, man, is black women. God, I think that's the key.
Yeah, it don't get
that
no
was
better.
good. That was your perception. Hey, we wanted your perspective.
I think that's the key.
Spot on.
spot
Nail on the head
too,
if you
man.
ask me.
I don't have nothing to
telling you,
say about
nail
that.
on the
What you
head.
think, Legucci, from your perspective, man? What's your thoughts
Just like
on
he
it?
said, we gotta get our women back. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
necessarily back, but I mean, like, just like I said, me being 31, I got a wonderful old lady at home. Shout out to Ashley Freeman. Do your thing, baby.
Hey.
I love you.
Yes, sir.
It's just like you said, we got to put them back on that pedestal in the forefront. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because without them, it would none of this be.
Nah, man.
Like, none of this be. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir. And I want to piggyback off of that. I also want to say this to the brothers, man. Listen, I can transparently say I wasn't nobody damn choice probably the first 2 years.
Talk to him.
No, I'm just keeping it like a buck. Like, but once you get yourself together, you can't allow guilt, you can't allow shame, and you gotta forgive yourself. And you gotta move on. Forgive, move on, forgive yourself, and then stop having like these moments where you're having these insane moments. Decision making can make or break your future. If I can't say it no better, I think what both gentlemen are saying today is key to your success. When you make bad decisions, ooh,
Get a bad outcome.
boy, your whole tower will fall.
Yeah.
But once you get into that vein of making the right decisions, clear decisions, and again, be God-driven, not self-driven, but God-driven, I promise you, everything will work out for your good. And take your time, pace yourself. Don't be in a hurry.
100%. And
Yeah, no
another
doubt.
thing is just we gotta come together, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? It's still a whole lot of hating going on. Everybody
Oh,
act like
man.
money got a limit.
Yes, sir.
Somebody got the Jews, don't
Yes,
want to
sir.
drop it to us. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
sir.
It's just like we got to change that whole mindset.
That's right. And shout out to my beautiful queen, Mrs. Ross. I love you, Sandra.
Oh, you see the way he said it.
Love you, bitch.
Look at that. Uh-oh.
Yes, sir.
Getting them brownie points. I said, we see you, huh? We see you.
Oh, y'all went on and got y'all's in too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, might as well, you know what I mean? They deserve it.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
That's
And then
right.
some.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
And I want to piggyback too. Like,
Go
I
ahead.
think what you were saying as far as the unity, that kingdom building, man. Like what we experience and what we see and what we touch, man, and what we hear and all of that. We all know it's temporary.
That's right.
Life is so short.
Sure.
And just preparation, man, for our descendants, man, behind us. Major part of that is kingdom building, and that's an investment in our communities.
Yes.
And I really wish that, like, when you think about Winston-Salem, like, how many churches? It's a church on every corner.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
When we don't have that many communities, black communities, right? So, like, why don't we have church in our communities? That's kingdom building,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, in our community, why put a TV on, put a projector, let the pastor, whoever, preach, but then we giving out clothes, right? We got mad clothes that we can't wear. Our kids grow out of stuff. We can be giving out clothes every week.
Yes, man.
Giving out food,
Yeah.
giving our time, or sometimes we just need somebody to listen to. Look, I got fired this week,
Yep.
and I don't understand why. Just somebody to bounce it
Yeah.
off of.
Vent
Yes.
to.
Come on, man.
But the biggest part, man, is just we got to become more community focused.
Yes.
And I believe socially, man, there's a reason why black women are under attack the way that they are because of their strength.
Yeah.
And then a lot of things that we have fed into as black men, not owning up to our responsibilities
Yes.
and tearing down our own sisters.
Come on.
But when we come together,
Yeah.
though,
It's beautiful, ain't it?
Yeah. Unstoppable.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But at the center of all that, man, is really community.
Exactly.
It
Like
is, man.
community.
It start with us.
Hey,
You know?
Doug, Let's start with
let's get
us.
out in the community.
I was ju-
And whenever y'all want to do that, like it's Jetblack,
Yeah.
then I bring Juicy Bird. Now,
Hey.
whatever I can afford after that week,
Yeah.
is free.
Hey.
So I
Hey,
push
we
it
are-
out there. So if y'all,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's on y'all schedule.
But listen.
I'm gonna hit you up too because I got some things shaking on
Right
my
on.
right chip.
So listen. Remember the first of every month, We are giving to our community. We're feeding our community.
Good.
Man, if you want to come out there and join us in that process, listen, man, visit the website, thejetblackempowerment.com. That's thejetblackempowerment.com. You can donate and you can volunteer. But go to that website so you can figure out how that process works, all right? thejetblackempowerment.com, all right? Visit that website and join us. Don't just be about lip service. Get out in the community where the action is. You know what I'm saying? And be about that life, all right?
Don't talk
Each
about
one,
it.
reach one, teach one.
Be about
all right?
it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that was so great what you said about community, because me and Legucci was just talking about how this
I like
has
that name.
empowered us. You know what I'm saying? In such a way, just period. And I take my son with me down there the first of every month. He
Right
goes with me and he gives back to the community. That's empowerment within
Yes.
itself.
And you starting it early.
And
you
it
know what I
started
mean?
early. Bray brought his son down. I mean, it was just a beautiful thing for
Yeah,
us
man.
to see black men giving back to our community. And it also identifies with what Aaron was all about. His father is the president of the foundation. So it just works together. It's
Yep.
just divine.
Yeah,
And
man.
we love it. We love doing it. And man, y'all come down there and join us. Hey, in case you didn't hear, you heard Juicy Bird, right? You heard Jay Bird, right? They say, hey, how can I get in?
How
That
can I
should
get
be
in?
your same attitude too, all right? thejetblackempowerment.com. thejetblackempowerment.com, all right? Donate and volunteer. And listen, I'm going to give you that last little bit here. Nolan Family Pharmacy for the COVID-19 testing. That's 2513 East Chester Drive. That website is healthmark.covidvaccine.com. And you also got a phone number attached to that, 336-905-8874. COVID testings are available for you. Each one, reach one, teach one. It's all about empowerment, baby, as we continue the legacy of Mr. Aaron T. Jones. Listen, this is the Jet Black Daily Show. I'm Mr. Jet Black.
And it's your boy Corey Legucci Graves, continuing the legacy of Aaron T. Jones. Hashtag Pod God.
Hashtag Jet Black. Peace.
Man, that was lit, man.
Hey.
That was lit. Juicy Bird in the
Juicy
building.
Bird in the building.
In the building.
That was an hour?
What?
Just like that, right?
Ain't no game.
Wow.
Smooth as on
Yes,
the way.
sir.
You know what I mean? I was just,
Professional.
you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Getting better with time.
Yes,
just
sir.
like wine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo.
You enjoyed that too,
Yeah,
didn't
it
you?
felt like 15
Hey.
minutes.
Yeah, it felt
I love
like
it, man.
yeah,
Really
I loved
appreciate
it,
having you, man.
Yeah,
All
we
the
appreciate
good
you
doing,
having
bro,
me.
man.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna chop it up with you
Please do, man.
because I got
Please
some,
do.
got some things working. My old lady
Yeah.
got some things
Yeah.
going, man.
Hey,
It's-
make sure you exchange numbers.
oh, we definitely is. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
And
Cause
Yes, sir.
anything like it's a brother, man, I was working with at the school, Ashley, man, and like helped him with his LLC. You have a lot of people that blow gas and say, man,